Hi friends, how are you all? Welcome back to Soulful Knowledge. So if you check my channel, I made so much of videos regarding spiritual awakening, about Kundalini. I made videos regarding chakras, twin flames and narcissist. So if you are interested in this, you can check in my previous videos and also subscribe my channel. And I made in two languages. The same content is actually made in two languages, in Tamil as well as in English. So if you wanted to check only in English version, you can check my playlist. So if you check my last video, I made regarding like how to change narcissistic personality. So we know that everyone are trashing about narcissistic people. So I clearly explained how we should handle narcissistic people in my last video. And another thing I've told is how to grow spiritually with me. So spirituality is a complex thing. It's a very highly elevated subject, and spiritual awakening is real. It's happening for many of them in this world, and the shift is real. We are actually heading towards 5D consciousness. So till now we would have been in confusion that what is happening to us, so what is happening around us. So everything, the reality is shifting. So black magic is happening, dark night of the soul is coming. We actually don't know what is the exact reason. So all the videos in my past, that is previous videos, are like phase 1 videos. Phase 1 is to understand ourselves where we are right now, to understand that what is happening right now in this world about spiritual awakening. So why it is happening, I made a separate video like why spiritual awakening is happening, the great shift. You can check that. And about narcissism, so main thing is about narcissism. So we are getting spiritually awakened because the reason is to get separated from the narcissistic energies and to heal ourselves. Narcissism is like a cancerous in nature. So we should separate from those energies, and of course some cancers have to be healed within ourselves. So for all the reasoning how it happened in my last previous videos, that is like phase 1 videos, and my last video is like a wake up call. So I've learned so much of things regarding spiritual awakening. So spirituality, it is like a science. It's an unknown science. So already I've mentioned this in a video like science and spirituality. You can check that. So spirituality is like a science. It's a lost science. So all these days, all these years, like thousands of years, we are actually connecting spirituality with religious or some faith, with some religious faith. But that is not true. Spirituality is something, a science which we do not know about that, because we know only 2% of this universe. The rest 98% we actually do not know how the universe is working. So this 2% is actually based on our physical sense. We all know that our consciousness is connected to our five physical senses. We have high sense, hearing, smell, taste and feel, touch, feel. And all our experiments, our research works, our discoveries, everything is based on our physical consciousness only. That is just 2% of this universe. So everything we have converted logically, and those things only we can accept in our mind. But there are like so much of thing happening around us without our conscious knowledge. So much of things we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell, we cannot touch, we cannot feel. But many things are happening around us. So humans are gifted with sixth sense. So now we can understand that slowly we are like getting triggered with our sixth sense. So sixth sense is about the energies. It is working from our mind. Our mind started to sense the sixth sense about the energies. So that's why spiritual awakening is becoming so much now, because recently like many of them are started to feel the energies, and some changes is happening in the reality because of they started to feel the sixth sense in their mind. We all are interconnected in our mind. So there are three levels of realization: physical, mind, and supermind, that is subconscious soul level. So we have crossed the physical stage, we have come and landed into the mind consciousness. So now something is happening to our world, to ourselves, and the reasoning out I have justified in my previous videos. So many of them are telling that they are facing the dark night of the soul again and again, and for that also I reasoned out in my last video why it is coming. The main reason is to change ourselves. We should accept and adapt to the changes what is happening right now in this world. The world is becoming cancerous in nature. So narcissistic people are growing day by day. They are very stronger right now. They are the ruling people of this world. So spiritual awakening is coming against the narcissistic people. It's like a fight against the empathetic and non-empathetic people. So spiritual awakening is for empathetic people, and we should become stronger. Spiritual awakening is pushing us to the core for us to change ourselves, to become stronger and to lead the world. So all this may be like in a bigger version, but as an individual we should understand that some changes happening within ourselves and around us. We should accept the change and we should change. So dark night of the soul is coming to push ourselves to change. So this is what I've explained in my previous video. You can check that. So now spirituality is like a science, unknown science, and I think this science is not like newly discovered now. This is not a new thing. Something is lost. There is a break between our ancestors' technology and now. So scientifically, there's a huge gap between our ancestors and what now we are actually researching and discovering. So definitely one thing we can understand that our ancestors have been much more advanced in science and technically, because all the information we are not creating newly, the new terms we are not creating, we are just researching, rediscovering from the documentation which is 5,000 years before documented and which is stored, and from that only we are actually getting the reference what is happening right now for us. So Kundalini chakras, everything is being documented 5,000 years before, and now we can feel the Kundalini energy within ourselves, and that's why we are getting the reference from those documentation. So thanks for our ancestors for documenting so much of knowledge, the scientific knowledge. So there's definitely a big gap between the ancestors and today's generation. And good that for some faith, some religious faith or something, we have been followed all these things without knowing the logical reason behind that. So definitely each and everything which have been like superstitiously following things without knowing the reason, definitely there's a logical behind this. There's a big science behind that. So we have been following that blindly based on the name of the religion or based on the name of the God or faith, because the knowledge should be continued. Suppose we didn't believe the religion or didn't believe the faith, what would have happened is we would have stopped following all those things, and now that is only happening. We are thinking it's all superstitious things and we have stopped following all those things. But now my videos, I am trying to bring up all those things scientifically, because now if you tell some people to follow something spiritually or something scientifically, they'll connect it with some religious things, with faith, and they people asking so much of questions logically and scientifically, and we do not have any proof regarding that. But my channel, I am trying to, like many of us who are spiritually awakening are trying to bridge the gap between the spirituality and science. So my channel is about to connect the link between science and spirituality. So spirituality is nothing about the faith or superstitious things or some religious belief. It's the pure science, and it's unknown science which we have lost, and I'm trying to bring it back to actually logically to understand few things what is happening. In that way, I've learned after spiritual awakening, I've learned so much of thing in my life. I've changed drastically. The years before 30 years and after like 2020, or like almost 3 years, 2.5 years, I've learned so much of thing which is like flooding with knowledge. I've changed myself so much. The dark night of the soul pushed me hard to know about these things logically and to understand this scientifically and to change my life. If it was just a faith or some religious thing, I would have not followed this. But spiritual awakening taught me logically and scientifically. That's why my mind able to accept all these things, and I adapted to this change. So I wish to share my experience and my knowledge to all you people, because we know that many things are happening around the world and people are really struggling to come out of that, to know what is happening. And all my videos are I'm making for the reason to help of the people to come out of this situation, come out of the dark night of the soul, and to spiritually understand what is happening, to help them in logically, and to accept few things and also to change for themselves. So if we change individually, definitely as the whole world definitely going to change one day. So a change happening to our individual, a small change will definitely going to be a bigger change for this world. So in that way, so already I've told that grow with me spiritually. So spirituality has taught me so much of things, and in that way today I'm going to explain a knowledgeable concept, the technical concept I can tell. It's about actually karma. So I think karma is not a new word. So mostly like many of them has used this word, has been known about this word. So karma has been some word which have been using in our day-to-day life. But today what I am going to explain is, I'm going to explain what is karma technically. Technically, scientifically, how I understood about karma, I'm going to tell about that today. And the second thing is how it exists. Does it really exist? So karma, we know that good karma, bad karma, so everything is there. So does it really exist? That only I'm going to tell, because for many people we are like, we can see that for many people are suffering, for many people if they are doing wrong things also and they are not suffering. So I'm going to reason out today how it exists. Does it really working? Karma is like really working. I'm going to tell about that. That is the second point. The third is very important thing. So main reason I brought up this topic is to, we are actually growing against narcissistic people, as I've told. How to handle karma spiritually and how to make this karma work against narcissistic people. So we all know that narcissistic people, like they're doing so much of things, they're bad, they're abusing so much, they're even doing so much of bad things. But why does karma doesn't affect them? So all these things, and we are going to see in this video. Please do watch till the end, then only you will get a complete picture of what I'm trying to tell. And the main reason, as a spiritual awakening person, definitely there would be narcissistic energies around you. So this is an important video to tell you, to make you understand how to handle them spiritually, how karma works against them, how to make karma work against them. So please do watch till the end. So as I said, the first thing is, what is karma? Technically, how I understood. So already I have explained about Kundalini, about chakras. So Kundalini and chakras, it is nothing but it is frequency. The Sanskrit word or Tamil word may be like Kundalini or chakra, but the literal translation is like frequency. We all know that we are living in a particular bandwidth of frequency. Our physicality is framed based on the 7 chakras, 7 frequencies of this world. The 7 frequency is coming from that rays of light, and every person in this world are definitely, they will be in some frequency, some chakras. So this is again a complicated subject, because how we are like changing the chakras, all this I will explain in a separate video. So now we can understand that the chakras is like a frequency from red to violet. So in that bandwidth only we are made of. So definitely we know that there are energies or frequency beyond this, beyond the violet, ultraviolet rays is there, beyond so below this red we have the infrared rays. So all these things we cannot experience because our physicality, our mind is connected with this bandwidth only. The things we can see only from these 7 spectrum, and we can see, we can smell, we can hear, we can taste, we can touch, we can feel only these 7 band spectrums. So now you can understand that frequency is very important. Frequency is like vibration or wavelength, or it's like sound frequency. All these things you can understand from the physical point of view. So even Nikola Tesla said, if you wanted to know the secrets of the universe, you have to look in the terms of frequency, vibrations and sounds. So in like that, it's a very physical term, scientific term. Frequency, we all know that it exists. So for example, we can take like a radio system. So if you actually tune into a particular frequency only, you will get the details of the channel. So all the information which is broadcasted in that frequency only, you're going to receive it. For that, you have to tune that radio to that frequency. In the same way, you think ourselves as a radio, and if you tune to a particular frequency, you're going to live in that frequency. Maybe each and everyone are living in a different bandwidth, different frequency. That's why they're experiencing their reality as a different. So if you tune to a particular frequency, the knowledge you're getting is based on that frequency only, and the information is based on that frequency, and you start to living the reality based on that frequency only. So now you would have understood that we ourselves like a machine only, like a radio or like a television. We are like in a higher dimension. Our mind is connected to that frequency and we are living in that. So now you can understand that Kundalini, chakras, everything is like a frequency. It's a set of 7 frequency we are living in. So now what is the relationship between these chakras and karma? So karma is nothing but it is actually the reality. It is like an action. So without a karma, you cannot actually face the reality. If you wanted to come to a physical reality, there should be some action. So karma is something, an action. We all know that there's a good and bad karma. So for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. This is only known as karma. So what is karma actually? Karma is like a pattern. So if you know that, like every frequency, if there is a frequency, definitely there will be a pattern. This is experimentally proven. Already I've actually made a video regarding the sounds and frequency. In that I've shown the pictures regarding there is a sonogram, there is a plate for sound frequency, and if you tune that plate in a particular frequency and a few sand particles over that plate, there is a beautiful patterns forming for each and particular frequency earths, so sound earths. So in the same way, if there is a frequency or wavelength, there is going to be a pattern. The different bonds and different connective patterns will be there. So this is for sure. So in the physical way we have understood, and it is experimentally proven. So, but what is karma is, so as a physicality there's a pattern, but karma is something connected to our mind. So karma works in our mind as an individually, each mind, because we are a highly elevated soul, we have a mind, and each mind is connected towards the universe. So everything is interconnected. So karma is it's very complex to understand from the universal level, but today I will explain as an individual how I have understood based on the experience I had with karma. So now you would have understood that karma is nothing but patterns, but physical level we can see the different patterns, but we are like elevated soul. Each as a human being have a mind, has consciousness, has subconscious, have super consciousness. So everything is interconnected. So our whole universe is like a pattern of karma only. So without karma there is no existence. So karma is like a reality. If you wanted to come to reality, we actually have to face the karma. With example, I can tell you, suppose if you have an app or like a game, so this game has a software, it has a platform, it has some algorithms written in this. So without this algorithm you cannot play that game, because for every action you're taking in this game there should be some algorithm working behind, and there should be a reaction, then only you can proceed with that game. In the same way, for us also, it's the karma is like an algorithm which has been set in our background. So it is set in our background, and when we start experiencing the reality, for every action there is set of rules and regulations which is already been calculating. So karma is nothing but the do's and don'ts, the rules and regulation of each frequency. So definitely the karma is not the same. It is very different for different people based on the frequency they are in, based on the intellectual level. So already I explained this, that as you move further in the frequency, that is there is 7 frequencies, 7 chakras, like from Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Ajna, Vishuddhi and Sahasra. These 7 chakras, as you move further, you will get a set of intelligence, and if you move further it's going to get more and more. So each set of chakras has intelligence which will be increasing if you move further with the frequencies. When the frequency increases, the intelligence also increases, and also the karma will change and karma will increase. For lower intelligence, for lower frequency, the karma will be less, and for people who are with higher frequency, higher intelligence, the karma will be more. So that's why the karma is very unique. As a unique person, each person has a unique frequency, because based on the bonding system, it's a very complicated subject. So as an individual, we cannot understand the back things which is running, the algorithms of karma which is running behind us, but we can experience this. So as a holistic view, when someone is having the holistic view, or someone is like creating the karma, creating the algorithm, I think only that person can understand from the universal perspective, and they can understand the whole karma, how it exists. But as an individual, we can understand only our karma, and based on this trial and error, based on the experience only, we can understand. And now I can surely tell that karma is very individual. It is different for different people. The karma is different for me, and the karma is actually different for you. It is different for every living beings. For animals it is different, for human beings it is different. So for example, if you take suppose if you take an lion, karma for lion is actually different, because it is the karma allows that lion to kill other animals and to hunt and eat. But the thing is, since the intelligence level is limited for that animal, that lion, because it is only in the survival mode, because of that the karma is actually very lineage for the lion. So but what one thing is that lion is actually not enjoying the intellectual things, because as a human we enjoying safe and security, but the lion is not enjoying. Every time it should be in a awareness, it is in the forest, it does not have any safe and security. That's why the karma is actually low for lion or the animals. So it is based on the intellectual levels. So in the same applies to human beings also. Even human beings, few people would have been in survival mode. So below Mooladhara, they'll be in survival mode. If for them the karma is high, they cannot even survive. So for them it will be like they can like cheat, or they can tell lies. So some leverage will be there for those people. And but once they have come beyond the chakras, they have increased their frequency, they have come to the survival mode, they'll come to the Mooladhara chakra. So everything will change. Intelligence level given to them will be changing, and the karma also will be increased. Now they cannot cheat or they cannot lie. They can actually, they'll have some lineage in their karmas. So that's why the karma is actually different for different people. and it is actually very individual nature. So it is actually calculated from our thoughts more than the action. It is actually calculated from our thoughts. For example, let's say you're enjoying and posting pictures in Facebook or something. The karma is, suppose if someone is feeling jealous of your pictures, or someone feeling about the jealous of you being happy, the that thing will not affect you, because this we can understand that many of them will told that someone keep eyeing on you, they'll keep bad eye on you, that's why you are suffering. The thing that if there is a difference, you should understand that if someone is jealous on you, the jealousy nature is for their karma only, it is not going to affect you. But when it will affect is, suppose if you are enjoying or posting pictures to make others jealous, so some thought in your mind is there, you are posting pictures to make others feel jealous, that time the karma will affect you. So it is very individual, it is based on your thought only, it is not based on others. So others thoughts will not affect you, but it is based on your thought. If you have that like vengeance or jealousy in yourself, it is going to affect you only, the karma is going to affect you only. If you like wantedly done something and you hurted a people, the karma is definitely going to affect you. But by mistake, you if you hurt people without any intention or revenge or vengeance, that time karma will not affect. So everything is perfectly calculated, it is like interconnected, it is a very complex system, and this universe is completely recorded with our thoughts. Everything is like an algorithm, it's like a bits, binary bits working behind us, our thoughts, working behind our conscious thinking and knowledge. So this universe is constantly in karma only, it is constantly having rules and regulation, it is perfectly calculating with everyone. So now you would have understood. And another question, there are so much of questions later karma you will rise up. Are we suffering our past karma? Are we suffering our parents or ancestral karmas? Why karma is not affecting few people and karma is affecting immediately for few of them? So all these questions I'll answer now. So first thing is, are we suffering a past karma? Yes, of course. Karma is like a chain reaction. Suppose if you're walking in the road today, you're going to fall down and you have hurt yourself and you're suffering emotionally. The pain you're suffering is the reason of that action is something is triggered in your past. In the past you have done some bad karma and it is continuously triggered, and now it is affecting you. Maybe in the past you would have thrown a stone on a dog or a monkey, immediately it would have not affected, but the universe calculates it, actually chain reaction will happen. And in that my icon pic you can see that clearly, the chain reaction will happen, and finally one day, sometime if the day you would have not realized it and you would have got the pain and you would not understand why it is happening. So definitely past karma affects. Karma is just a continuous chain reaction, it's a complexly, it is algorithm working behind us. And the second thing is, does our ancestors or like a parents karma affect us? The one thing is yes, because we are like connected to a gene system. The similar karma people are only gathered together. Let's say you have a bad karma and you need to suffer in this lifetime, and you will be put to a family where everyone is having the same chain reaction karma, so that you are being put in a suffering only. Let's say, suppose if you have a bad karma, you will never go and land in a family where the karma is very good. You will just go land in a family where you will have a bad parents or someone who's like trying to make you suffer. So the similar frequency people, if you are low frequency, you will be put in a place where they're grouped in a family where there are low frequency only. So that's how you're grouped together. So let's say your ancestor have something done bad, like your great forefathers or your grandfather, or like your ancestors have done something wrong, and we will say, mostly it is like we'll say that we are suffering our ancestral karma, right? Like in Tamil it is like pitru dosham, it is said. In astrology and all, they'll try to mention this word pitru dosham. That means as ancestral karma that we are suffering. Because one thing I can understand, that if your forefather is like done some mistake, again that forefather only you have been born, again that soul only you have been born again now to actually suffer those karma. So it is like repetition is happening. So this thing we can see that my grandfather, I have a son who resembles same as our grandfather, the same day that my son is born, death of my grandfather. So same thing is that same souls are repeating again and again. So if you are in a set of family, if you are bonded, if you are not actually elevated, you are not elevated soul, you are bonded together, and in the gene system, again and again, the same, your forefather can be born as your son again, and again the mistake what he have done, you will actually suffer in this lifetime. So that's how our ancestral karma is very important, because we have been bonded with that karma. Even though the karma is very individual in our thoughts, it's very individual, so others' thoughts will not affect you, but even though your thoughts and your actions will affect, and in the bonding system, the gene system will affect. So now you would have understood, the first thing is the karma is very individual. The second thing is ancestral karmas definitely will affect us. So the next thing is the very important thing. So this is the main thing actually we can understand that. So we lost faith in karma, because you can see that many people who are doing wrong things, who are like lying, cheating, like murdering, so many things like wrong things they are doing, but karma is not affecting them. So, but few people, if you see a small thing, they would have been karma would have been affecting them immediately. So, what is the calculation behind this? So now I will explain about this. So this is a very important thing you should understand about this. The karma is based on our past, present, and future. So if you do, karma is not only bad thing, it is also good thing also. If you done any good thing, it is like a credit. If you do any bad thing, it is like an debit. So it is an like algorithm or like bank account. It is continuously being recorded in Akashic records. We have that algorithm or Akashic records, and continuously our each action is being recorded through the subconscious mind in our Akashic records. We cannot escape this karma. But for few people the karma is being delayed, and few people immediately it affects because of the past backlogs. And another main thing is based on bonding system. So this is very important. Why the karma is very different for many people is based on the bonding system. For example, I will tell you, let's take in a family there is a husband, wife, or children will be there. The husband will be there. Suppose the husband have done good deeds in the past. Suppose he have some good karmas in their past, and now what happens is he'll get a good wife who's having good karma. Suppose this husband is not utilizing this lifetime properly, because of his good karma only he got a good life, good partner, and good children with good karma. Suppose if that husband is not utilizing properly, husband or wife, anyone not utilizing this life properly, and if he starts to cheat or lie, maybe like many other things, if you start to do all those things, and even then if he is doing that, all the bad karma is, if he is doing, he will not be affected, because the reason is because of the bonding system. The person who's actually attached to this person or husband, that wife may be having a good karma. Maybe she's good, she's not actually taking the leverage of this birth, and she's good in this birth, but the husband is actually taking this opportunity to cheat or to lie or do many bad things he is doing in this life. And in the initially you would have started with small bad karma, but you would have understood that nothing is going to hurt him, there's no karma at all. He would have thought like that. But continuously, if he starts to do that, and the punishment will not be done immediately, because the wife is having good karma, and the wife or children is bonded with the husband. Now the universe is very smart. It actually calculates. How it calculates is, the wife has good karma, the wife is having good karma, so the wife should not get affected. Suppose this man or this husband is doing some bad karma, and if he is affected, the wife also should suffer in this family. So according to the law, the wife having good karma and she is nice in this time, she should not suffer. That's why whatever this man or this husband is doing will not affect this family, or will not affect that husband, or bad karma will not come to that person, because the wife and children has bonded to that husband. And what is happening is, because to save this uh, person, this pure soul or wife or children, to save these people, the universe will not affect them. But you can be sure that all the karmas you are doing, each and everything is being calculated. It is in your backlog. It is like a bubble which is being actually growing up larger and larger. You may think, whatever I may do, there's no karma, nothing is going to affect you. The only reason is because the universe is saving that person who's connected with you, that person having good karma and she's very nice in this lifetime. Because of that only, the universe is saving your family, saving you. Not because there's no any karma, but each and every karma is calculated. Your good karma, because of your past life good karma only, you got a good person in this life. But in this life, you have used that opportunity to do bad things. And if you are doing bad things, you are so much of karma, bad karma is being gathered together as a huge bubble. So this universe it knows exactly when to punish you. When it gets the time, it will find a loophole, it will find other shorter system, it will be continuously waiting when to punish you. Suppose, let's say, if the punishment is given like for small karma, for small bad karma, the punishment is given immediately, you would have been changed. But suppose the punishment is not given, it is actually going to be in your backlog, and the universe knows how to save a person, how to punish the person. It will actually like give so much of opportunities for the bad person to realize. Suppose the universe gets the chance, how it will get the chances? Suppose maybe that good soul attached to that person is elevated, separated, something that happens. What will happen is, the backlog, you have bad karma which you have created, will come all together to you as a big punishment in your life. You will start suffering so much, you cannot actually get out from that. So that's how universe is so clear, and it will clearly calculate. So please don't worry that people who are doing wrong things are not getting affected. Everything universe is calculating. The universe algorithm is so perfect, and it exactly knows how to save the person, good person, how to actually punish the bad person. It will actually give you time. So that's why bonding, because of the bonding system only few people are escaping, and that is also not going to happen for a long term. Definitely universe will find out a time to punish you. So there is definitely going to be a judgment. We all know that there will be a final judgment for the whole world. So universe will wait for some time, and the final judgment will happen at one particular time. Definitely this we have been read in our past, in our like spiritual things, we have been known about this. We cannot escape from this judgment in our life. Now we can understand that why the punishment is not coming for Karma is not coming for people who are doing bad things again and again. They are doing the bad things, and they're like living happily. Definitely universe is calculating. We don't need to worry about that. Definitely they'll get punishment. And another thing is why few people are getting karma immediately, because few people, a small thing, small mistake only they would have been done in their life, but immediately the punishment will come for them. The main reason is maybe their intelligence level is high, they have been elevated soul, the bonding system may be less. If you see people in spirituality, their karma will be very high because their bonding will be less, and they would have been very elevated soul. Because of their high frequency, the karma will be very high for them. So any small thing, if they do, immediately small punishment will come. Even a small cough or cold is a small suffering for them, is a karma for them. So one thing we should understand, that any small karma which is coming, punishment is coming, immediately we'll try to change that, right? So if you're trying to change that, and we will try to be like, we'll try to understand that there is karma in this world, and we'll try to understand that we should not do any bad things, and they will remain as the pure soul forever. So the one concept is, for people who are doing bad things, like they'll be doing again and again, they will not get punished, and they will like being enjoying in this world. So for bad people, this universe will give everything, and one day they're going to actually suffer a lot. They're going to fall down, and they're not going to actually wake up from that. But for good people, good soul, universe will react immediately, give small punishments, but these good souls will be saved. They will, this universe will not allow this good soul to be fallen down. They will be saved. So this, you should understand how karma works. This is really happening. I have experience in my life. So till now you would have understood what is karma technically, how it is. It is like an algorithm and patterns, and you would have understood how it exists, how it is working, how it is different for different people, and why it is coming immediately for few people, and why karma is not working for few people. So everything is perfectly calculated in this world. We no need to worry about that. So the last point is only very important. So this is the main thing I brought on this topic, is how we can activate karma against narcissistic people. We know that this is the main thing. We know that narcissistic people are not affecting with karma. So everyone are complaining that these narcissistic people are enjoying so much, they're doing so much of bad things in this world, and they're enjoying so much materialistic, they're enjoying, and they're not being affected. And that's how I've come to actually explain you how we can bring karma for these narcissistic people. The main reason narcissistic people not affected, because the good souls are being attached to these people. Empathetic people are just falling for narcissistic people, and because these empathetic people are attached to them, the bondage is there. They are like protecting the narcissistic people. The good souls are like protectors who are like attached to the narcissistic soul, and they're like protecting the narcissistic people. That's why, because not to, universe is not trying to punish you. If you're in a family, if you're in your family, let's say your husband or wife like narcissistic in nature, and continuously you're being like thinking that they are abusing you, they're bad to you, and they're not affecting, means if something is affected to them, if you are connected with them and something is affecting them, it is going to affect your children, your family, and yourself only. So since we are all in a bond, the negative and positive, everything in the same, we are like in the same family now. Now we have no other chance than to deal with this spiritually. Only spirituality can actually change this thing. Spirituality, only with spirituality we can change narcissistic people, because the universe knows how to punish narcissistic people. The universe knows how to save the good people, empathetic people. So that's why maybe like empathetic people are suffering little, but universe will never let them down. Please understand that universe will never let them down. So the suffering is like temporary. Universe will never let you, the dark night of the soul, everything is temporary. Universe will never let you down. So what we should do is, there is a concept I'll explain to you. There are like three types of personalities. First thing is how karma works in three types. First thing is like positive people. So when positive people is being affected, like someone is hurting positive people, what will happen is these positive people cannot hold negativity. They'll trash back, they'll fight back, they'll shout back, and everything they'll throw back, and immediately they'll take the karma in their own hands. They'll not let the karma to the universe, they'll take it in their own hands, and they will actually give back to the people who have hurted them. That's how the everything will be over. The karma will be compensated because you have taken the action. You have never given to the universe, you have taken the action. The second type of people is the negative people. Suppose someone is like hurting negative people. The negative people have so much of patience in them, they can actually take the negativity inside them so much, but they'll be very calm and composed. They will never react immediately. Only positive people will react immediately, but negative people will never react immediately. But what will happen is the ego will be creating inside them. They'll build that ego so much against that person who have hurted. They'll slowly wait for the time, they'll slowly plan for that, and they'll execute the plan in the right time, and they'll defeat the person who have hurted them. So this is the way this negative people will actually take the karma in their hands. This time also they will never let that karma to the universe to act. So that's why they have taken the karma in their own hands. So now you would understood two types of karma, how it is happening. The third type is only spiritual people karma, because spiritual people cannot hold that grudge, cannot hold that ego. If you hold that ego or grudge, it will become like a poison. It is like you're having the poison and you're expecting the people who have hurted to die. It will never happen that way. So one thing spiritual people should understand this is you should learn to forgive people. You should trust the universe. This is a very, very important thing. You should know to trust the universe. Karma is there, it really works. Please do trust the universe. So hand it over to universe. Universe will know exactly how to punish the people, how to save the good soul, how to punish the bad people. For every action there is a karma in universe will calculate. You don't need to take in your hand. So like negative people, like spiritual empathetic people cannot get a plan or execute it or do all those things. We cannot do, because narcissistic people is much more intelligent, much more like emotionally stronger than like empathetic people. But spiritually we are now only we are growing. Definitely we are going to overhead these narcissistic people. We are going to become more stronger than them. But now you should understand that. So give these things to the universe. Understand that karma works and believe that karma works. You should trust is only the main thing in spirituality. If you trust only, it will work. If you don't trust, it will not work. If you trust, let that go of the ego. Let the ego, don't keep the ego inside, because it's going to change as a poison inside you. It is going to destroy yourself. So let the ego go, forgive others. Do not be attached to narcissistic people. So narcissistic people will hurt you again and again. You will like suffer again and again they'll manipulate you again. You'll go and get attached with them, and you'll go surrender with them. If you attach with them, universe cannot do anything, it cannot punish. So only the energies should be separated. If you just separate the energies, just wait for some time. It takes time. Universe will calculate itself. It finds its right time to do things. So it will exactly calculate like how it evenly like distribute things. So family will not be disturbed, and you will not be disturbed, and even narcissistic people will get their punishment. If you wanted to this happen, you should believe in universe only. We cannot do plan and execute things. We cannot, like, we are not much stronger now as narcissistic people to actually punish them. So give this to universe. Universe will take care. It knows exactly what to do. The universe doesn't work in an egoistic way. Universe does not have ego. It will try to punish the narcissistic people in the sense to change them only, to change them in a good way, and again everything works and a good as a family, everything works together. To make them realize, the universe helps them to make them realize only the small punishment will come. For that we need to allow, we need to give some break, we need to give some time, we need to get detached from them for some time, and we need to concentrate in spirituality. If you don't trust spirituality, don't concentrate in this, nothing is going to change, because consciously you will not understand what is happening around you. You will be suffering in this. So this is another big concept. I'll explain this separately, like how karma is working in a narcissistic family. I'll explain this separately. So one main thing is you should understand this forgiveness. Please do forgive people. Don't have that ego within yourself. It's going to destroy it. It's like a poison you're taking in and you're expecting others to die. That is not going to happen. Okay? So it is a complex system. Universe will take care. Please believe in universe. Karma is there. Without karma, there's no reality. You should accept this. And everything is calculated, and universe knows how to save people, how to punish people, and how to save this earth. So believe in this universe and forgive people and concentrate in spirituality. Don't get attached again in narcissistic energies. So okay guys, now you would have understood what is karma. I hope so. This is a very lengthy video, but like there are so much of things to explain, and there are so much of knowledge I got from this spiritual awakening. And I think like people who are really into this would have been all this information would have been useful for you all. So today what I've told is, what is karma. Karma is nothing but it is a pattern or algorithm which is running behind the each frequency has some patterns and algorithm, that is only known as karma. Second thing is how it is working, and definitely it exists. And third thing is like why it is not affecting few people, and why karma is affecting immediately for few people. I have told why it is like that. And another thing is what how spiritually karma we can handle against narcissistic people. The only tool is forgiveness. So this narcissistic karma I will explain in separate video, like many things, so much of things is there related to karma, and I'll make in a separate video. And another thing is how to stop our own karma. Even if you're narcissistic, if narcissistic people are watching this, never mind, you can also stop the karma. All your backlogs, all your past backlogs, you can stop it in this lifetime itself. I will explain about this in another video. Okay guys, hope so all this information are very useful for you people. So thanks for watching. Please do believe in spiritual awakening. It is real, it is true. Please do believe in universe, higher powers. It is real, it exists, and I have faced this, I have understood this. I'm changing myself, and everything, the karma is changing around me, the patterns are changing around me. So okay guys, thanks for watching. So this is Shobna. Bye from Soulful Knowledge.